Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Roman Reigns regained the Ula Fala after beating Solo Sikoa in Tribal Combat on Raw's Netflix premiere earlier this month. The reigning, defending, undisputed Tribal Chief has now shifted his focus to Royal Rumble 2025 as he is set to enter the Men's Royal Rumble match. The 39-year-old is determined to win the Rumble and reclaim the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Amid this, recent comments from Reigns have sparked speculation that he may recruit the New Day as potential replacements for the Usos after Royal Rumble 2025. In a recent interview with SHAK Wrestling, the OTC was asked about his thoughts on Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods turning on Big E last month. In response, Reigns gave an interesting answer, praising them for their performances and stating that they finally made the right choice. Additionally, Reigns acknowledged that the duo had now taken ownership, which is something the head of the table seemingly appreciates. Following this, speculation has arisen that Roman Reigns may recruit the New Day if Jey Uso becomes too self-centered in the Men's Royal Rumble match. Currently, Jimmy Uso is solely focused on his rivalry with Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. In the upcoming episode of SmackDown, the Samoan Werewolf and Tonga may take out Big Jim, leading to his absence from the 30-man match this Saturday. Meanwhile, Jey Uso, who has been competing as a single star on Raw, is fully focused on winning the Rumble to earn another world title shot. This means he may prioritize his success over helping Reigns claim victory. If this scenario unfolds, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods could step up in the Men's Royal Rumble match and aid Roman Reigns, helping the former world champion survive and ultimately win the match. Should this happen, fans may witness the Usos being replaced by the New Day, as the undisputed Tribal Chief is unlikely to tolerate Jey Uso's self-centered approach. While this scenario is purely speculative, it can introduce an interesting twist to the ongoing Bloodline saga ahead of WrestleMania 41. Does Roman Reigns have real-life heat with the current WWE champion? In the same interview, the head of the table also discussed Cody Rhodes and the latter's current undisputed WWE championship reign. Roman Reigns acknowledged Rhodes as a great champion. However, the 39-year-old believes that the American Nightmare has never been more relevant than when he was involved in the OG Bloodline circle. Furthermore, Roman clarified that there is no real-life heat or backstage drama between him and Cody. He emphasized that, at the end of the day, it's all about pushing each other to get better, adding that the cream rises to the top. This statement confirms that any perceived real-life issues between Reigns and Rhodes are purely speculation. It will be interesting to see if Cody and Roman lock horns inside the squared circle at WWE WrestleMania 41. The Royal Rumble had come and gone, leaving behind a trail of surprises, shattered dreams, and shifting alliances. For Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the Rumble marked the beginning of a new chapter. The Usos, his cousins and longtime enforcers, had once again fallen short, their loyalty and resolve tested and ultimately broken in their rivalry with the likes of Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and others. Roman's empire seemed shaky, but he wasn't the Tribal Chief for nothing. He knew exactly what had to be done to restore his dominance. As Roman sat in his private dressing room, the glow of the championship title reflecting in his eyes, the reality of the situation began to set in. He couldn't rely on Jey and Jimmy Uso anymore. They were distracted, broken, and too easily swayed by outside influences. The Usos had proven invaluable, but they were no longer the muscle that he needed to maintain his grip on WWE's most coveted prize. He needed something more. He needed legends, and he needed to act fast. The Tribal Chief's mind raced. A plan began to form, but it wasn't just about finding any enforcer. It had to be the right team, a pairing of warriors who could match the Usos' intensity while adding something even more dangerous to the bloodline. Roman's decision was clear. He would recruit a legendary WWE tag team. The phone call to the past. Roman Reigns paced back and forth, dialing a number that he knew by heart but hadn't dialed in years. The time had come to bring back some of the most dominant tag team wrestlers in WWE history, the Dudley Boys. "Yo, Bubba." "It's Roman," Reigns said when the phone clicked through. There was a long pause on the other end of the line before Bubba Ray Dudley responded with his trademark attitude. "Roman, what do you want?" "I've got 100 things going on right now." "I need your help," Roman said, the weight of the moment making his tone sharp and commanding. "I need you and Devon." "The Usos?" "They're done. I can't afford to have any more distractions in the bloodline. I need the most dominant tag team in the history of WWE to back me up. Are you in?" Bubba Ray Dudley chuckled, a sound full of disbelief and amusement. "You want the Dudley Boys back? I thought you'd never ask. But let me ask you this, Roman. What's in it for us?" Roman's expression darkened. "You get to cement your legacy. You get to run WWE again. You get to be the enforcers of the bloodline, and if we're successful, we make history." Another long pause followed. Roman could hear the familiar sound of Bubba's gruff voice coming through the phone as he shared a few words with Devon in the background. Finally, Bubba returned to the conversation. "All right, Roman. We'll do it. The Dudley Boys are coming home. But don't forget, we don't just back anyone. You've got to prove to us that you're worth our time. We want respect. You show us that, and we'll handle the rest." Roman smirked, the deal now struck. The Dudley Boys were legendary. They were ruthless, feared, and respected by every corner of the wrestling world. The Usos might have been family, but in that moment, Roman realized that family wasn't enough. He needed warriors. The Dudleys were the answer. The arrival of the Dudley Boys. The following week on SmackDown, Roman Reigns stood in the middle of the ring with his Universal Championship in hand, his jaw set, his gaze fierce. The crowd's energy was electric, sensing something big was about to unfold. "I've held this title longer than anyone in WWE history, and I will continue to hold it," Roman began, his voice echoing through the arena. "But there's been a problem, my so-called family. The Usos have failed me. They've let me down at every turn. They've been weak, distracted, and broken." The boos were deafening, but Roman barely flinched. He continued, "I need to take this bloodline to the next level. So, I made a call. And tonight, I'm bringing in two of the most destructive forces in tag team history to restore the bloodline's power. This is no longer just about blood, this is about legacy." The lights went out, and the unmistakable sound of glass shattering filled the arena, followed by a deep, bass-heavy Devon, "Get the tables." The crowd erupted in excitement as the Dudley Boys made their iconic entrance, their entrance theme signaling their arrival like a storm ready to hit. Roman stood tall in the center of the ring, a smirk on his face as Bubba Ray and Devon entered the ring, their tables in tow. The arena shook with the sheer force of nostalgia and excitement. Roman Reigns and the Dudley Boys, together? It was a dream come true for many fans, an alliance that seemed too dangerous to exist but was undeniably magnetic. The Dudleys didn't waste time. Bubba took a mic, turning to the crowd with a wicked grin. "Looks like Roman's got a plan. And we've got a point to prove." Bubba's voice echoed as the fans chanted Devon. "Get the tables." Devon raised his hand, signaling for quiet. "We've been to the top of this business, Roman. We don't just throw people through tables, we break their spirits. And we're here to break everyone who stands in your way." Roman nodded, satisfied. The tables were just a symbol, but they were also a declaration. The Dudley Boys were back, and they weren't leaving until they'd ensured Roman's reign as the tribal chief would last forever. The new bloodline's dominance. With the Dudley Boys by his side, Roman Reigns found himself not just the head of the bloodline, but its most feared enforcer. Bubba Ray and Devon brought a level of aggression and brutality that the Usos could never replicate. They weren't just followers, they were legends, and they made sure everyone knew it. Over the weeks following their return, the new bloodline, Roman Reigns, the Dudley Boys, tore through the WWE Tag Team division. The Usos, watching from the sidelines, could only shake their heads as Roman grew more powerful with every passing week. The Dudleys brought something Roman had been lacking, the kind of destruction and pure violence that sent shockwaves through WWE. Roman knew that this wasn't just about titles anymore, this was about control. And with the Dudley Boys at his side, the bloodline was stronger than ever, a force capable of running WWE for years to come. As Roman Reigns and the Dudley Boys dominated, everyone began to realize that the family unit had shifted. The Usos had been replaced, but the bloodline was more dangerous than ever. The Dudley Boys weren't just a tag team, they were an extension of Roman's power, his enforcers, his new right hand. And the rest of WWE? They had no idea what was coming.